Hello everyone, this is Tony, and we own a Grand Design 2020 31MB. And like most of you guys, you know, we have the dual air conditioners on the top of our roofs, and many times we just don't have the luxury of being able to have a 50 amp service where we go, and many times it's just 30 amp, and we know how difficult it is to try to run both of the AC units along with a lot of other AC things like the refrigerator and your water heater, and you're trying to run other stuff, maybe hair blower and stuff. So we find it difficult. So we've done a lot of research, and we know that there's two types of soft start systems out there. And so we elected to go ahead and use what's called the Soft Start RV. And this is the product right there. And you know, overall, I think they're both types that are out there are very reputable. We choose the Soft Start RV ourselves. And so this is something that can be definitely self-installed, not a problem. But I think the unique thing is, guys, on the Grand Design 31MBs, that they have a different model and brand of AC units on top of the roof. And Soft Start at this point hadn't had a chance to put out the wiring diagram for our units. So I'm doing this video to share with everybody exactly what the install is. Now, the company that we work with out of Florida, these guys are absolutely incredible. I mean, I called them last night. It was probably about, I don't know, 7 o'clock their time. They answered the phone, and he shot me over the diagram and what to do. So we're gonna go through a step-by-step here on how we do this installation so that you guys can do it too. We'll also put a link down below of where to go to order the Soft Start itself. And I hope this is going to be helpful to all you guys, because I know we kind of struggle. We like to have both air conditioners running, but it's sometimes very difficult when we just have 30 amp. All right, so let's get started with the install. Okay, so the first step is going to be again to disconnect all of the power to the unit itself. And so we're starting off here. We're actually in Las Vegas, and we're mooch docking off of my son's place. But yeah, so the first thing we're gonna do is disconnect the 50 amp service coming from his house to our fifth wheel. Okay, now next step is we want to make certain that the 12 volt system in the fifth wheel, that we have that totally disconnected from the fifth wheel also. So as you know, in your space here that we have quite a bit of stuff in here, but we're actually going to come in here. Right here is that switch, and we're going to go ahead and we've turned that off. Now, to know that we've turned it off, and here's what I do, I'll turn this back on, is that I've got my 12 volt light system on right here. So to know that it's definitely off, I am turning it to the off position, and my light is off. So I know I'm good to go there. All right, next step is I am going to back up and make certain that I've got everything done. So I'm gonna go ahead and come in to the bunkhouse area where all the breakers are, and we're gonna go ahead and we're going to shut down all of the breakers. Okay, by doing that, we're just 100% covered. All the breakers are off. The main electric 110 coming in, whether it's 30 amp, 50 amp, 20 amp, whatever, is unplugged from the vehicle, and the batteries have been disconnected. So let's get up on the roof and let's start the rest of the installation process. Okay, we're on the front unit right now, and we're going to go ahead and take off the black cover over this. You've got two screws here. You got one here and one here. Once you take those off, Then we're going to be unsnapping it from across here in the sides. And then we've got 2 screws here. And so we have screws here and screws here, in which we'll be taking off. Okay, next step is to remove this side cover over here, and that's where we're going to find all of the electrical connections that we're going to need to get to. So let's go ahead and remove that. For the unit in front of the Grand Designs 31MB, please make sure to note when you take off the plate where you find all of the wiring, that's basically the schematic. This right here is what's really important, is it's 1976-740, and then in parentheses it's 02-18. If you do not have that exact model, then the wiring diagram that I'm working with and the installation then will be different for your unit if that is not the exact model. Okay, so let's get started. And as you can see, this is where most of our electrical connections are going to be done. So next process is to, let's go ahead and we're going to get the soft start mounted into a position and get ready to run the wires over. Okay, the next step is we're going to get this soft start mounted here on the opposite side of where the compressor is at. They've given us screws provided so we can do this mount. Right, next step is we want to bring our wires over from the soft start. So we're going to bring them over, and we're going to come on the underside of the fan motor, and we're going to bring them over this way. And we actually need to run them inside. So we're going to pull off this pliable sealant here that helps prevent water from getting in there. We're going to just set that aside. But now we got to run our wires in through here. And as you can see, the issue that we're going to have is that this is too small. So we're going to take this off, and what we're going to do is we're going to put on the new one that was supplied to us, and then run the necessary wires through this unit itself. So we'll do that now. Okay, so from the soft start, we've went ahead and we have pulled in the blue, yellow, and black wires. And then on the red and brown wires that are left here, those will remain outside. So let's get ready for the next process. Okay, the next thing that we want to do, and this is your compressor here, and this part is the compressor, we need to remove this black cap from the compressor. So we're going to go ahead and unscrew this here. And we're going to carefully move off this cap. Okay, so we have that cap removed. So let's go ahead and work on getting some connections set up, and we'll put connectors on wires, and then we'll start moving things around. All right, here are the connectors you're going to need. You're going to need a 10-12, that's the size, and you're going to need both male and female connectors. You're also going to need what's called a flag connector, and that's what I'm showing you here. And basically a flag connector also, as you're looking here, this is what a flag connector looks like, okay? And of course then a good pair of tools to do all your crimping necessary. So let's get started with those connections. All right, so here are the connectors that we are putting on the end of the soft start wiring. On the yellow, we're actually then putting a female connector on. The black will also get a female connector. And the blue gets a male connector. On the two wires, which are the red and the brown that are left out, you put a flagger connector on the brown, and I put a male connector on the red. Now what's going to happen is that we're going to disconnect this black wire that's coming here, that's the flagger, and what we're actually going to do is go ahead and I'm going to take that flagger off and then put a female on it, because what we're going to be doing is that we're going to be connecting this red wire to this black wire once we have it off. So that will go together. So let's start making connections. First thing we're going to do is we're following the white wire from the compressor, which is coming in, and it's going to be this wire here, and that is coming in, and we're going to disconnect that here. Now that we have that disconnected, what we're going to do is that we're going to take the blue soft start wire that has the male end on it, and we're going to make that connection. So that connection is done. Now, the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to take the black wire and we're going to put the black wire onto the terminal where that white wire came off. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to do that now. And that's done. Next, we need to connect this yellow soft start wire to what's called the HERM that is next to the red compressor wire. So as you can see over here, the red compressor wire is coming in, but we have a short red wire that is coming over, and it's coming down into this here, and that's what's called the HERM. Now we're going to disconnect that short jumper wire completely, and then we're going to go ahead and connect the yellow wire to where that jumper wire came off. Next, we're going to remove this black wire here very carefully. And we're going to take this and we need to connect it to the red wire from the soft start. But to do that, what I'm going to go ahead and do is I want to take this off, and we're going to strip this wire, and I'm going to put the other connection on it. And now we're going to take the brown wire, and the brown wire is going to come over, and it's going to replace where the black wire was. And we're going to very carefully put that on here.
Okay, so before we secure things, we want to make certain that everything is running and working correctly. We have all of our wires in here all connected. We have sealed the wires coming in. We have made the wire connections here to the compressor. Now what we've done is that we turn the unit to fan and we let it run on fan on the high setting for about 1 minute. Then we turn the AC to auto cool, put it down to 55 degrees to let it run. And to make certain that the unit is running correctly, we come out here and look at the soft start, and as you can see, we have a green light. So we're good to go on this unit, and we'll get everything secured, get all these wires secured, put the cap back on, and the cover back on, and we're good to go. Okay, we got the slide plate back on. We have secured everything here. We've put the cap back on. We've ran our test, and we're just ready to go ahead and put our shroud back over the top, and that completes that unit. Next is we'll go work on the rear unit. We are now on the back unit here at the 31 MB, and we pulled off the plate for where all of the electrical sits, and we noticed that this is now a different model. So this says 197 GE 136, and in parentheses it has 2-14. So we have to have a different schematic to wire up the soft start. So we've pulled off the top, and we've gone ahead, we have mounted the soft start over here, and we've brought all of our wires in. We've taken off the weatherproofing material here, and we've put all the wires. Now in this case, on this unit, all the wires come in. And so I'm going to run through right now the basic connections that we've done, so you get an idea of what is happening there. Let's run down all of the connections now that we have put in place for everything to get done. So we're going to look at everything that we have here for our soft start system. The yellow wire from the soft start will get a female connector. The red soft start wire will get a male connector. The black wire from the soft start will get a female connector. The blue wire from the soft start is a female connector, and the brown wire from the soft start is a female connector. Now, one of the other things that we've had to do is we've had to trace the black wire coming off of the compressor, and that comes over here, and originally this was a full connection. What we do is cut that, and on this side where the purple wire is connected, we have now a female connector, and over here on the right directly from the compressor, the black wire has a male connector. So let's go ahead and let's start making the connections now. First thing that we're going to do is we're going to take off the white wire that's coming from the compressor to this unit here. And what we're going to do is that we're going to now connect the blue soft start, which is this one, and we're going to go ahead and connect that in its place. Okay, next what we need to do is connect the black soft start. This is the one that we put a female in on, and the black soft start now has to be connected to this white terminal. And I want to keep these things sealed, so I'm going to switch this around, and I'm going to put a male connector on here that's like these so that we can connect them and they can be perfectly sealed. Okay, so we have our male in and our female in here on the black. So again, the black soft start wire is going to connect to the terminal white wire where that compressor was on. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to make that connection. Okay, next we're going to take the yellow soft start and we're connecting it to where the red wire is coming in from the compressor. So we have an extra connection here. And we're making that connection there. So again, the yellow soft start wire here is being connected into where the red that's coming over from the compressor, that's this one here, and that's coming down here. So we connected it to that terminal there. Now it says if you see a second red wire next to the red compressor, disconnect it, but we don't have a second red wire there at all. Okay. All right. Now the black compressor wire, that's this one here that was coming in. Okay, and what we want to do is we've cut this back, and now what we want to do is we want to connect the brown soft start. Okay, and we did male and female, and the brown soft start will now connect to this black wire. Okay, and then we are taking the red wire from the soft start and this purple wire here and black wire that we did. So we're going to now make this connection between the red wire from the soft start to this black and purple connection. Okay, that is all of our connections. We're going to go ahead and we'll give it a test. Okay, we've turned the system on and everything looks good. And we have a green light on the soft start. Since everything is doing fantastic. All right, well, that's the installation of both the front and the back unit on the 31MB. Hope that this has been informative for you and have been useful. And subscribe to our channel and ring the notification bell and give us a thumbs up, especially if you like this video and it has become helpful for you. And well, we'll catch you on the next how-to on the Grand Design 31MB. Take care now. Bye.